Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sebastian over at Cellular. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out for joining me today. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be showing you pieces of the front end as well as the back end of the system. Going to be going through some of our more popular features and the best way to use them. This is a live webinar, so if you do have any questions, you can simply type them into the box, and Michelle is helping me out with that today. She'll be answering your questions. What I would suggest is that I'm sure that 90% of these questions that you have, I will answer probably at some point in the webinar. So before you start typing away and bombarding her, just give it a little bit of time. If I don't get to your question, absolutely type it out. If for some reason by the end of the webinar, either I haven't answered your question or Michelle hasn't been able to, I'll give you guys my direct extension and you can call me up directly and I'll be more than happy to spend as much time with you as you need in order to get comfortable with our platform. So a couple of things about Lime Cellular, just to give you a little bit of a background on us. We started out in 2006. We're a New Jersey-based company. We are the actual developers of the platform. Everything on here has been coded by us from the ground up. It's all our intellectual property. The only feature on our platform that we have a development partnership with is the mobile website builder, and we're very upfront with people about that. We don't hide anything. We believe in absolute transparency when you're dealing with customers because at the end of the day, effectively, you're not just paying to use our platform. You are becoming a partner of ours. You need to look at us as your tech as well as R&D division, and you are running the sales division of the company. A couple of companies out there claim that they also own their own platform. Do a little bit of research in that. What happens is a lot of times when people fall into that and they believe the story, when they actually start using the platform, they realize all of these companies did was just build a front end and all the features in there are third party features. So basically, they're just middlemen who built the front end for you. And with anything in life, it's always best to go direct to the source to get the best pricing, the best value, as well as the best support for anything that you're purchasing. We originally started out this company, as I said, in 2006. We were really launching it as a mobile coupon company, and based on the needs of our clients, just grew from there. Originally, our board of directors they made a $3 million investment in the company, and it's only grown since then. The reason why I tell you that is not to try to impress you on the dollar amount, but rather to impress upon you that we're not a small company. We're in 5 different countries. We have hundreds of resellers. End users are tipping the scales at about 30,000 right now. So, it's exactly the place where you want to be if you're looking to build a large residual business with the proper backing. For those of you who have had the chance to speak with me on the phone, um, you guys know that I'm very direct. I'm not the type of salesperson that tries to pressure people into buying our product. I believe in the quality of it and that the platform speaks for itself. So that's how I conduct my webinars. This is not for me to sell you on Lime. It's to show you everything that Lime can do and to give you all the proper tools you need to make a decision if we're the right platform for you or not. Sometimes we're not. And, you know, truth in sales is very rare, not only in this industry, but any industry. And sometimes if I'm speaking to you on the phone and some of you on this webinar may have fallen into this, but I'll be very honest with you. If we're not the right fit for you, I think it's only fair that I tell you that up front. Most people appreciate it. Some people are a little taken back by it because they're expecting to be sold. One person actually got pretty upset with me. He told me that I'm not supposed to not tell him to buy our product or I'm not supposed to refuse his money. But I believe if you're going to build a long term relationship with someone, not 2 or 3 months, I'm talking about 5, 8, 10 years, it's important to be as upfront, honest, and truthful with them as you possibly can be. So, what you see on your screen today are just some of the things that we're going to be going over. Obviously, this platform, there's so much that you can do with it that if I were to show you everything, we would have to be here for hours and hours. And I value your time. So I'm really just going to highlight some of the best features that I know most people are interested in. And then at the end, I'm going to show you where you guys can go on your own free time and watch both a 1 hour webinar on the front end as well as a 1 hour webinar on the back end, which is more of the admin stuff. All right, so let's start it off. I think this picture is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen it. So basically, 2005 and 2013, this picture takes place in Rome, and it's basically the announcement of the new pope. So a picture tells 1,000 words. You can see the difference that technology has had in the lives of people just in a short period of time. I myself, if I ever leave my phone at home, I feel lost for the whole day because emails and there's so much that we use technology for that it's really an extension of ourselves. So these are some of the main features that we're going to be going over today. It's some of the more popular features on our platform. We'll start off here with the loyalty program. So basically, what a loyalty program is a virtual punch card. Um, these cards have been used in businesses for decades. The biggest downfall to them, at least I know when I'm using them, is the time when I actually need them. When I'm at the store, I lost them or I forgot them at home. Uh, and the numbers are crazy. I think it's upwards of $750 million a year of these type of cards. Just they go unused for the same reasons. People lose them or they don't have them on their person at the time of purchase at the store. The way it works is extremely simple. We'll use a bagel store as an example. So you're going to set up a keyword which the customer will use to opt in. And in this scenario, we'll use the keyword bagel. And once they opt in, you can set the amount of points that will be needed in order to get the prize at the end, whether it's something for free or they're getting a coupon for a percentage off of the product. You can set it to be 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20. It's completely up to you. And the way a card is punched is very simple. The business owner has a website that is associated specifically for each loyalty program, and they can either punch the person's phone number into the system, or they can use a tablet, which I'll show you a little bit later on, a tablet kiosk, and the people can, punch their own cards virtually at the point of purchase. When we developed this program, we looked at a couple of different ways of putting it together. Originally, we looked at maybe doing it with the QR code route, but the problem with the QR code route is that a lot of the scanners nowadays save the last 3, 4, 5 QR codes that you've scanned. So what happens is people are able to cheat the system with that process. They can go back and rescan those QR codes. The way that we set it up, it's impossible to cheat the system. You actually have to be at the place of business in order to punch your card. Next, we have the property listing, and the property listing as well as the vehicle listing work in a very similar manner. You're going to create a keyword, a QR code, or you can use both, and they're going to be connected to a property in this case. And what happens when the person texts the keyword is the real estate agent or the auto dealer receives a sales lead, and based upon the keyword used, they know what property or what vehicle that they're interested in. Now, what the customer receives is a link to either a landing page or a mobile website. And you guys are going to be able to see live examples of both today. If you guys actually type Ocean Ave, as you see on your screen, all lowercase, one word, to 71441, you're going to see an example of a landing page. And then when we do the vehicles, you're going to see an example of the mobile website. The difference is very easy. A landing page is, think of it as a one-page flyer on the internet. You can't have moving pictures or videos or do anything sexy with it. You can have still photos and text. With mobile websites, obviously, the limit is your imagination. You can have videos, you can have moving pictures, drop-down boxes, all that stuff. What's cool for you guys is that about a month and a half ago, when we revamped our pricing, we decided to include mobile websites for free. So what we give you is one free mobile website for every single client that you have. You can charge whatever you want to build it, and you can charge whatever you want for hosting and maintenance. We don't charge you for hosting and maintenance. We throw that in for free. We give you unlimited pages as well with unlimited traffic. For those of you that are kind of new to SMS and you're wondering how much you can charge for a mobile website, well, depending on the industry that you're going after, and depending how much work is involved, how many pages deep you're building it, on average, they range from $250 to $500 for small to medium sized businesses, and then anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for larger businesses. And as far what white labels are charging for maintenance and hosting, it ranges on average from $15 a month to $50 a month. So the advantage of using something like this for real estate is very simple. Speaking from my experience when I was shopping for my home, when you're first starting out and you're looking for a property, the last thing you want to do is be pitched by 100 different real estate agents. What you want to do is find homes in your price range, narrow them down, and then when you narrow them down to the ones that you're mostly interested in, then you call and make an appointment with the real estate agent. Nowadays, with a lot of the local magazines and even sometimes the websites, they'll show you the photos of the home, they'll give you the specs, but in order to get the address as well as the sale price, you're going to have to contact a real estate agent, which a lot of people are reluctant to do. So this gets you leads from people like myself who don't want to be contacted until they're actually at the end of their research and they're actually ready to make a purchase. Same thing goes for the vehicle listing. Here in New Jersey, and I believe there's only 3 other states that do this in the US, it's illegal for the dealerships to be open on a Sunday. Nowadays, with the way the economy is, most people are either trying to work as much overtime as they can on their job, or they need to supplement their income with a second job. And typically, Sundays is the only day they have free to go out and make big purchases like an automobile or a home. So, this is perfect for all those people. So, here we'll look at the real estate list. I'm sorry, the vehicle listing. And if you guys text Chelsea in lowercase letters to 71441, you're going to see an example of a mobile website. Now, these mobile websites, they're very easy to create. You don't need to know any coding. You don't have to have any tech background. You just need to know how to check a box, drag and drop, and that's pretty much it. As far as how long it'll take you to put one together, your first one, since you're learning how to use the system, and obviously you want to build it with all the bells and whistles available so you can see the full capabilities of the mobile website, may take you an hour and a half. After that, since typically you'll be going after the same vertical, it'll take you maybe 20 minutes to a half hour to build each one. Because, for example, if you're going after restaurants, then 70% of the features that you will include will be used by all of your clients. Then the other 30% will be customization for them. The only difference between the vehicle listing and the property listing is that when you create a listing for vehicles, it actually, you're able to print out this window sticker here and put them on all the windows of the cars, as well as in any print or TV advertising that you're doing for the automobile or the property. Next, I want to jump into Kiosk. This is definitely one of the most popular features that we have here. You can build a kiosk for any type of tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, Kindle. We do recommend that the screen be at least 8 inches. And it doesn't have to be an expensive tablet like the iPad. We've tested a bunch of them in the office. One of the most cost-effective ones that work really well are made by Polaroid, and you guys can buy those on eBay or Amazon. They average about 120 bucks each. If you're buying in volume, obviously you're going to get that cost down to a little bit less. But the most important thing is that it's a minimum of an 8-inch screen and that it is a capacitive monitor. For those of you who don't know the difference, a capacitive monitor is similar to your iPad or your Kindle, where you're barely brushing your finger across the screen and it's recognized the movement that you're doing. A screen that is non-capacitive, it's it's almost like an ATM touchscreen where you feel you're literally almost putting your finger through the monitor in order to make the choices that you need. So just make sure it's capacitive and 8 inches. Very easy to build. You can build them on the fly. This is the actual builder right here. As you can see, just like the mobile websites, you don't need any tech knowledge. You don't have to be a coder. You simply just need to know how to click a box, type in some small print. If you want to load up a logo or a picture, it's extremely easy to do. You can change all the graphics and the colors, and you can make this to either be just a check-in tablet or a join and check-in as well. They can be used for a variety of businesses. Where our office is here in New Jersey, we're about a 15-minute drive from the Jersey Shore. So it's a high tourist area, miles and miles of boardwalk with tons of bars and restaurants on there. And the way that these businesses use these tablets is they'll typically have their employees stand out on the boardwalk because, as I said, there's a ton of foot traffic, and they'll entice customers to come in. Do you want a free beer? Do you want to get 20% off your lunch today? Simply just opt into our VIP program here on your way in. It's simple as that. Restaurants, even if you make a reservation at a restaurant, typically when you go there, there's always going to be a 5 or 10 minute wait until your table is ready. So whether you're seated in the waiting area or you're seated by the bar, the maitre d' or another employee at the restaurant can approach you with the same concept. Would you guys like to get a free dessert, a free glass of wine? Would you like to get 20% off tonight's meal? Simply, join our text program while you're waiting for your table to be ready. Another great use for this, believe it or not, is real estate agents. And the way that they're using it is for open houses. Now, real estate agents typically have two open houses. They have one that's really geared towards other brokers, and they have one that's geared towards buyers. So for them, you can have a button that's for brokers and one that's for buyers. This is going to take place of the sign up sheet that people usually have. You know what? I'm guilty of having pretty sloppy handwriting, and I know a lot of other people do. And I'm pretty sure that at least 20% of the names or the phone numbers or the emails are illegible on those sign up sheets. So, this product right here, there's so many uses for it. It can be used at almost any vertical that you go after, simply depending on how you sell it. Here we have our birthday wishes feature, and it's more than just birthday wishes. It could be used for anniversaries or any other special event. Simply create a keyword that people can opt into it. They'll give you their information, and you can set it up for them to receive a special gift the day of their birthday, the week of, the month of. It's completely up to you how you want to do that. What's great about this is, like I said, it can be used for more than birthdays. It can be used for anniversaries. For example, people are loyal to a restaurant. For example, let's say for an anniversary, maybe it's where they got engaged, the first date they went out on, whatever it is. They like to go back to that spot every single year and relive that memory. This not only helps them do that, but it also rewards them for being loyal customers to you and your business. Here we have the appointment manager wizard. Can be used for obviously any appointment reliable business. A lot of people, when they look at this, the first thing they think of is doctor's offices, which is correct. But there's a lot of businesses that really rely on appointments, whether it's an auto dealership. Typically, the body shop uses it the most, whether it's to remind you of oil changes, tire rotations, your lease is coming up, and to come in and get those done. Hair and nail salons, masseuses that do home visits. These people are on the road a lot of times. Gas is expensive nowadays. They want to make sure that if they have an appointment set, that that person is going to meet it, that they're not running late or they're not canceling. Because usually by the time they get there, they wasted 20 minutes of their time, which time is money nowadays. And people really try and stretch their dollar. Very simple to use. It's a CSV upload if you want to upload multiple contacts. If not, people can just opt in with a keyword one at a time, and you can set it up that way. The way it works is very simple. Let's use the doctor's office as an example. So I'll get a message from Dr. Smith reminding me that I have an appointment at 4 o'clock today. I can either reply C to confirm, M to miss, B for behind schedule, or R to reschedule. Based upon that, the system will send me a follow-up message. For example, if I'm confirming, great, we'll see you at your appointment today. Any of the other choices, sorry to hear you won't be able to make it or that you're running late. And then typically you can add a click to call feature, and you can ask them, click here to call us now to reschedule. This initial message, as well as the follow-up messages, can be completely customized by you depending on who you're going after and who your customers are. You know, People don't realize how much a missed appointment can affect the business. If we take a look at a doctor's office, for example, a small practice only has one doctor. If he has 4 missed appointments per day, which is pretty average, at $150 an appointment, you're looking at over $140,000 a year in lost revenue. So if you can show him a process that's very simple to use and he can recoup 20 or 30% of that, you'll be worth your weight in gold to them. One thing I would like to say, if you're completely new to this industry, while doctors' offices are great for this, it's difficult to get your foot in, and I don't want you to be discouraged. So unless you already have connections in that field, I would suggest that you go after some of the lower hanging fruit, like the massage parlors or the hair and nail salons. It'll be easy to get your foot in the door, and you can move on from there. Our coupons is probably the number one feature that we have on here as far as popularity. And the reasons are multiple. One, the way we do couponing is completely unique in the industry. When I told you earlier in 2006, we started out as just a mobile couponing company. For those reasons is why we're so strong the way we do it. Typically, the way the competition does it is they're either sending out a regular text message, for example, shoe sale today only, ends at 5 p.m., 30% off everything in the store. Those are very cheesy. The second thing is you'll get a link to a web coupon, which a lot of times they're visually appealing. The problem with them is that when you click on it to redeem, sometimes you'll get a redeem stamp over it, but if someone knows how to clear the cookies on their phone, they could keep reusing that coupon over and over again, which is not what the business owner wants. The way ours works is completely different. We'll use a pizzeria as an example. So let's say that the keyword is pizza. Once I text in that keyword, a virtual wallet is created specifically for my cell phone. Every coupon that I get from the Lime Cellular short code gets stored in this coupon wallet till either I redeem it or it expires. And I can just simply open up my coupon wallet and flip through it like my regular coupon book and choose which one I want to use today. When I do click redeem, I'm going to get a warning. It's going to say, are you at the place of redemption? Because once you click redeem on this again, it's going to disappear from your phone. So if I'm at the pizzeria, I would click redeem, show it to the waitress, the cashier, whoever is going to take the coupon, and then that's it. In a couple of minutes, it'll disappear from my phone. And you guys can run reports on open rates, deletion rates, as well as redemption rates. You can also add scannable barcodes on each one if you want. It's completely up to you. It's not cookie based, as we said before. It can be used on feature and smartphones, and it's definitely one of the strongest features that we have on our platform. Here we have an example of a mobile website. They're so easy to set up. Obviously, you can scroll left and right through the photos. You can open and collapse boxes. You create maps and directions. If you want people to request more information from you or leave you a little message, you can build that form in there. It's all drag and drop. It's all clicking boxes. It's very simple to do. And like I said, you can charge at minimum $250 for each one of these. So it's a business all in itself. As a white label member, there's a bunch of things that you get free. Signs and table tents like these, very high quality. They're yours absolutely free. You can give them to your customers. You can sell them to your customers. It's all up to you. Support and training. Every white label has access to our training boot camps. We have two of them. One is learning how to use the system, setting up your clients, creating billing, building mobile websites, all that stuff. The other one is all on selling SMS. So it teaches you how to price yourself out for different verticals. It's got sample phone scripts, sample email scripts, sample contracts. It's got spreadsheets for you to build out business models. And it's not a whole bunch of information just thrown into a folder that you have to make your way around. It's set up in a classroom format. There's lessons, videos, spreadsheets, and some of them even have quizzes. And you can take them at your own leisure, and they're accessible directly through your admin dashboard. One thing that I would like to add about the training is I know that a lot of you guys are experienced salespeople. Some of you guys have been in sales longer than I've been alive. But what I do suggest is take a day or two to go through them because you know as well as I do, one of the things that makes a great salesperson is knowing their product inside and out. Think about it when you're making a purchase, whether it's a car or a TV. If you're asking that salesperson a question and there is a lag between you asking that question and them giving you an answer, your mind automatically goes to one of two scenarios. Either they're new at this and they don't know their product well, or they're being deceptive and they're just trying to figure out the right lie to tell you in order for you to buy the product. So the best thing for you to do is just take a day or two. It doesn't take too long. Learn the product inside and out. Be extremely confident when you approach a prospect and you close more sales. So now we're going to go through the front end dashboard. I'm going to show you both front end as well as back end features. First thing you see when you sign up as a white label is this little checklist. I know that a lot of you guys are excited about just diving in, and most of you just check the boxes and move on. But I do suggest take the 10 minutes out, go through each one of these, set everything up right from the get-go. It'll save you a lot of time and headaches in the future. So here where you see the red lines, this is obviously the features I'm going to be going over with you today. Just so you know, one of the advantages of being with the actual developers of the platform is you have a say in the features that get built. Whether it was the kiosk or the mobile website, anything that we did comes from you guys. You are on the front line. You know what you need in order to get that sale and to beat the competition. If enough people ask us for the same features, we go out and we build it, typically from the time when we decide to do it to when it's given to you. It's about 5 business days turnaround unless it's something very complex. I'll give you one example. When we were building this kiosk feature, it was brought to us by people who were looking to switch over from another platform, and that was one of the things that was keeping them there. What we decided to do to make us stand out from the competition was to allow you the flexibility to build your own kiosk on the fly. What the competition was doing is they were forcing you to buy the kiosks from them preloaded with the software. Unfortunately, the prices that they were selling it to their white labels for, it was very difficult for them to sell it to a small business owner and make a profit. So we decided to give you the flexibility to choose which device you want to put it on and give you the flexibility to build them on your own. First, we're going to start here with some of the advertiser features. So an advertiser in our system is what we refer to as an end user. So your client, the pizzeria, the club, the auto dealership, that's an advertiser. As you can see here, it's very easy to set them up. A couple pieces of information. Now, when we look at packages, we give you the ability to do something called grouping. It's very unique to our platform. I haven't seen any white label company offer this. Basically, what grouping does, and later on in the webinar, you're going to see the page to set it up, is it allows you to pick and choose the features that are available on your customer's platform. Now, this is an advantage for two different reasons. One, let's say you have a customer who is only interested in, for example, the appointment wizard. Let's say it's a doctor's office. All the other stuff will just confuse him. It'll make for a cluttered dashboard. In this manner, all he sees is what he needs. It looks clean, it looks easy, he's going to love it. The second advantage of this is when you're building out business models. Let's say you're going after two separate verticals. Okay, let's say you're going after auto dealerships and you're going after restaurants. It allows you to build multiple packages for those verticals. You can build, for example, silver, gold, and platinum. It's up to you what you want to name them. I'm just using those as an example. The biggest advantage of this is upselling the customer. What a lot of people fail to realize is that increasing your monthly income, whether it's in this business or anything else, is not always about getting a new customer. On average, it costs 6 to 7 times more to obtain a new client than it can to retain an existing one or move them up in pricing. So let's say that you have a restaurant and you start them off with a $49 a month package and you're charging them $500 a month. I'm sorry, you're giving them 500 credits a month for $49 a month. If they simply have 150 opt-ins and they send out one coupon per week, at the end of the month, they're sending out 600 messages, which means you're hitting them with 100 messages in overages. It's easy to move them up to the next package in that scenario. Secondly, you'll take your hottest features and you'll only make them available in your higher end packages. It's easier, as I said before, to take an existing client you already have, the trust is already there, you've built a relationship, to slowly, incrementally move them up as time goes on and increase the lifetime value of each individual customer. And that's what grouping does. Here you see sales agents. You guys can have sales agents that work with you prepaid. I suggest you do prepaid. This way, you know you have the money there. Last thing you want to do is have someone, use the messages and then tell you, oops, I'm sorry, I don't have the money at the end of the month. So prepaid is definitely the way to go. Here, where you see do not send a welcome email, you can run your business in one of two ways. You're going to have clients that want you to do the work for them. So those that want you to run the campaigns for them, you will not send them a welcome email with their username and password. 90% of your clients will want to run their own campaigns, so them you will send a welcome email to. Next thing you'll notice is create demo and create and activate. This is something that is unique to our platform as well. On other platforms, they charge you regardless of what type of customer you enter into your system. With us, we give you the ability to give a free demo account to prospects. The only thing that you will be charged for is the free credits that you gift them and they use. That's it. Here you'll see it's a $4 a month charge per every active customer. And that goes towards the hosting and the maintenance of their individual dashboards. Like I said, on competing platforms, you're going to have to pay $4 a month for both demos as well as active clients, which if you're out there really hustling and pitching a lot of businesses can really add up. Here we have resellers. Now, a reseller is simply another marketer who wants to white label themselves underneath you. This is a business model that some of our clients use exclusively. And we have clients that are making $30,000, $40,000 a month using this. What they do is rather than promoting this to end business users, they go out to other business consultants and advertising agencies like yourself. And basically, in this scenario, you become your own Lime Cellular. You're going to give other marketers the opportunity to white label their dashboard underneath you and then sell that to end users. There's two ways to set up this relationship. You can do a revenue share where you're splitting the profits 50-50, 70-30. It's completely up to you how you want to set that up. Now, in that scenario, they can only sell packages that you have created and opened up to them. Remember a couple of minutes ago when I was telling you can create your own gold, silver, and platinum. You can have packages that are only open to them, and then you can have some private packages that only your clients can get from you. The other scenario is you act as their wholesaler. In that scenario, you'll sell them messaging and keywords at a flat rate. They'll then go on to create their own gold, silver, and platinum packages and sell those to the end users. This is a great way to increase your income. Typically, what white labels are charging resellers is $100 a month just to be a reseller. So even if they don't get any end users, they're not doing any business, you're still getting $100 a month per reseller. So it's another avenue of income for you. Here we give you the ability to create sign-up pages. We don't get involved with front-end websites. If you'd like to build your own, we give you a lot of tools for it. If you want to create a login box so that your clients come directly to your website in order to access their backend, you can do that. If you want to give prospects the ability to request a free demo account from you, you can do that as well. And if you want them to purchase packages that you've created directly from your website, they have the opportunity to do so as well. One thing I would like to mention about the demo accounts is I'm sure most of you are aware, but in case you're not, we do give you a free demo account. We also give you 50 free messaging credits. Now, the demo account is not meant for you to go out and market to prospects. It is branded to us, but it gives you the ability to test drive the platform to make sure that it's something that you're comfortable with and that it fits your needs. All of the features that I've showed you so far, the mobile websites, the kiosks, the couponing, all of that stuff is available on the demo. And you know what? I suggest that you guys take some time out, take a couple of days, get comfortable with it, and then see if it fits your business model, then come aboard. You already have some experience even before you pay for it. Here we have the ROI calculator. This is a great sales tool. To us as marketers, a lot of times the technology is very sexy, and we really want to show it off and show off all the features because it's very exciting for us. The end business user, especially if they're not tech savvy, it's not exciting to them and actually scares them a little bit. So the best way to sell people like that is to show them hard numbers. So for example, if you're charging them $100 a month and they get 350 subscribers, which is very easy to get, and they only send one coupon a week, the average open rate is 94%. Think about when you get a text message, whether you're driving, you're in a meeting, you're on public transportation, 9 times out of 10, within 5 minutes, you're at least glancing down to see what that message is. That's why they have such a high open rate with SMS. SMS is the best technology that exists as far as getting the information to the client and having them respond immediately. A lot of the business owners that you're pitching, they're used to doing the old school stuff, the yellow pages, the val packs, taking out ads in the local newspapers. Most of the time, they're still doing that because that's all they know. They don't really know the effectiveness of it. They don't know how to track it. So a plus of SMS is not only does it add an additional way for you to market to your clients, but if they want to add keywords and QR codes to traditional print advertising, they can at least track it in some way to see if it's worth putting their money in there. Look, I'll be honest with you. I can't remember the last time I flipped through the yellow pages to search for a local business. But you know what? They're still just as thick as they were 10 years ago, and the price hasn't gone down at all. Some of these guys for a half page, especially in the larger cities, they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars a year, and they have no clue if it's actually being effective and giving them a proper return on investment. So jumping back here, let's say they have a low response rate of 2% and the average spend is $12. Now you come down to here. After all the hard costs, after they've paid you, they're bringing in an extra $215 on a $100 investment. So basically they're getting back a double what their investment is. Another great thing about this is, let's say that we have two white labels. Both of you start out on the same day. At the end of the month, you guys have worked really, really hard. Let's say you're both going after the restaurant industry. You've gotten a lot of no's. You've only closed one account. One person may say, you know what? This is a great business, but I don't know if it's for me. I worked really hard this month. I only closed one account. 6 months from now, even if I double my efforts, what do I have? Six, seven, 8 accounts. Maybe this is not for me. I don't think I could generate the type of income that I need for my lifestyle. What the other person will do is take this information here, because now you have a successful business model of their competitors. Go back to every single person that you've pitched this idea to, and now you not only have concrete validation, but you have a successful business model. And I'll tell you what, any business owner that you go to and you tell them you passed this up, your competition decided to take it on, and look at what they've done. No business owner wants to be behind the eight ball when it comes to their competition. If they're doing something that works, they don't want to be left behind and risk having their customers being taken away. They're going to hop on simply because they don't want someone else to have something they don't have. So this is a very powerful tool for that purpose. Here you are on the front end, when you're going through your customers. So it's very easy to sort through them. You can do it by sign up date, by the agent that sold them, excuse me, by the packages that they purchased from you. You can go through the bills. If they need technical support from you, you can access their platform directly from using one of these lifesavers here. Everything on here is, you can see it's laid out very easy for you to navigate. There's nothing that's confusing. Obviously, like anything new, everyone has a different learning curve. Some of you guys will pick it up in a couple of days. Some of you guys may take a couple of weeks. But what I know is that 40% of all the customers that sign up with us are switching over from competing platforms, and it's very, very rare that they leave us. The only reason that a customer would eventually leave us is if it's something that they're doing part time. They have a 9 to 5 job. This is something they're trying to do a couple of hours at the end of the day. Maybe they're doing it 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday or Sunday. No matter what business you're in, you're never going to succeed if that's all the time you have to devote to it. So those type of people, they're just not going to succeed on any platform or on any business. So here's where we spoke about the grouping, where you can choose the features that appear on each of your clients' dashboard. As you can see, it's incredibly easy to do. You just simply need to check boxes, uncheck boxes, name the groups. Group name could be auto dealership, and then description could be group one, group two, gold, silver, platinum, however you want to call it. It's completely up to you, but it's so easy to set up. It's a joke. And like I said, it's very useful, and it's something that is unique to our platform. Now, setting up your customers is extremely easy as well. I'm going to go through it very quickly for you. Subscription is what you're charging them: $59, $100, $1,300. Credits included. So in this example, they're going to have 50,000 credits included in their package per month for $1,300. Now, obviously, this is for a larger client. In a little bit, I'm going to show you a typical example of what you would offer a small business owner as a starter package. But we'll just move through this so you can see how easy it is to lay it out. Extra credit. Even though you're including X amount of credits every month, you don't want to cut off the client when they've reached this limit. You always want to give them a little bit of leeway. The biggest reason for that is when you hit them with consistent overages, it's easier to upsell them to your other packages. The next thing you see here is monthly limit. Although you want to give them a little bit of leeway, you never want to leave yourself exposed to a client sending an obscene amount of messages and then telling you they don't have the money and you're on the hook. So this is your little insurance policy here, this monthly limit. So let's say we will allow him an additional 1,000 credits. So his total monthly limit will be 51,000 credits. If he wants to send any more, he has to phone you and you have to open that up for him. Keywords. In our system, we have two different types of keywords. You guys get unlimited vanity and system keywords. The difference between the two is a vanity keyword is Joe's Pizza, Bill's Auto. Those are vanity keywords. A system or code keyword is randomly generated by the platform, and it's a random combination of 2 letters and 2 numbers. You can choose how many keywords you give for free with your packages. You can choose what you're charging for each additional keyword per month. That's completely up to you. In case you're wondering why people would use any other keyword other than a vanity keyword, there's a couple different uses for them. They're used a lot of times for the auto dealerships, for the real estate listings. Another great way to use them is, let's say you have a restaurant who's a client. There are 2 ways to really build a quick opt-in list for a business like a restaurant. One is you can run a competition between the wait staff to see who can get the most opt-ins at the end of the month. And obviously the business owner will give them a reward for that. And in this scenario, you can associate either a vanity keyword or a system keyword to each one of those waiters or waitresses. Another great way, and the easiest way, is to run a text to win campaign. Very easy to do. You set up a keyword and create an offer for it, whether it's a free dinner, half off your next meal, whatever it is. It's basically a contest. One person wins. Everyone else gets a consolation prize of a coupon to keep them coming in. And I've seen businesses in their first week get 350, 400 opt-ins just by using the text to win campaign. Going back to here, we give you the ability to give your clients rollover credits, meaning whatever they didn't use, add the credits included, roll over and accumulate to the next month. I suggest you do not use rollover credits. The reason why I suggest that is a small business owner, if they know that if they don't use the platform this month, they're not going to lose anything, and next month they'll just have more credits, they're less inclined to use the platform. If they know that just like a gym membership, you're going to pay every month, whether you use it or not, they are more motivated to use the platform. Secondly, you can charge setup fees if you'd like. It's completely up to you if you want to give them a trial period. Sales tax, some states require you to add sales tax, some don't. Please check with your accountant, but we give you the ability to add it here. Is private. This is for when you're doing the reseller. If you don't want your reseller to be able to sell this package, if you only want it available to your clients, you just mark it private, they won't be able to see it. Next thing we have is custom recurring fees. A lot of you already have businesses, and this is going to be an add-on to your business, whether you're doing SEO, PPC, local business consulting, whether you have a print shop and you're doing all printing work for local businesses. You can add those other charges here on one bill. This way your clients are not getting multiple bills. Now, before I told you, I give you an example of a sample package that you can offer to your clients. As part of the training, you'll have several examples. I know some of you are completely new to this and you're just curious on how you would price it and what the markups would be and so on. And this is just one small example. We'll continue to use the restaurant as an example. So you'll charge them $49 a month. You'll give them 500 message credits. You can include as many or as few keywords as you'd like, and you could include or exclude as many features as you'd like. Now, what's great about this is the profit margin. Let's say they use all 500 credits, right? So you're paying a penny per message plus $4 a month per active client. So if this restaurant were to use all 500 messages, it would cost you $9. You're making a $40 profit on a $49 plan. That is very hard to find in any other industry at all. It is a huge markup, and you know what? It's very easy to sell to customers because there's nothing that comes close to advertising in any medium as SMS does, as far as getting immediate clients to react to it. You'll obviously have access to a very in-depth knowledge base when you're a white label. All the marketing materials that we have here, we have flip books, which we've recently updated for about 4 or 5 different industries. They're PowerPoint presentations. We left them editable for you, so if you want to add or remove slides or you'd like to use them as a template for other businesses, and you want to just recreate it directly from there, you have the ability to do that. Brochures, signs, table tents, they're all here. Your bootcamp logins are here. Support, you can contact support in one of three ways: phone, email, or you can open up a live chat window directly from your admin dashboard. We hear from you Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And you know what? Turnaround as far as support is less than 24 business hours. So it's fairly quick. Next thing I want to talk to you about is billing. The billing feature is optional. It's only $65 a month. That gives you unlimited clients. If you look at what some other platforms are using, they're using third-party vendors such as Chargeify. And on those vendors, if you have more than 25 clients, you're paying upwards of $120 a month. Here, it's unlimited clients, $65 a month, um, and it's compatible with Authorize.net, First Data, or PayPal Pro. So as long as you have an account with one of them, you just simply need to copy and paste a couple of lines of information from that account to here. And every single month, the system will collect the money for you automatically. It's very simple to use. In the beginning, you may not need this if you're not starting out with any business, but as you grow, the last thing you want to do is take 20-30% of your time chasing money. You really just want to concentrate on continuing to grow that business and adding on new clientele, as well as servicing the clientele that you already have. Because I'll tell you what, chasing money can take up a lot of your time. Another option that we have here on our dashboard is we give you the ability to not only have your company name and logo, but to also customize the colors of not only the letters in the background, but as well as all the little icons that we have. It's very easy to do. If you leave it base, then it'll stay the lime cellular colors, which you see here, the black, green, and gray. If you have company colors, or you just think that ours is ugly and you like to change them up, it's very simple to do so. Now, this is an example of what it would look like if you made it blue and red as opposed to the green, black, and gray that we have. This is an example of what you would see, which is the admin dashboard. And this is an example of what your client would see, which is the retailer dashboard. All right, we already went through this. Now, pricing, it's pretty simple. I'll just go over it very quickly with you. So all these features here in this box are standard. We charge $197 a month. There's never any setup fees. We don't lock you into anything. It's all month to month. So if for whatever reason you're unhappy, just let us know at least 3 business days before the new billing cycle starts so you don't get charged. It's a penny per outbound message in the US. Inbound is always free. We give you free unlimited vanity keywords. We give you 1 free mobile website per client. The reason why there's an asterisk here is when you build the mobile websites, when you become a client, please make sure to build it directly under that client's dashboard. Because what happens is if you build it under your admin dashboard, the first one will be free, but then the system will recognize each additional mobile site as multiple mobile sites for the same account, and it'll charge you $4 a month per additional site. So that's the only reason for the asterisk there. Optional modules, there's only 2. They're not necessary, but if you'd like to add them, you can do so at any time. One is the billing system, which we just spoke about. The other one is Enterprise Boost, which allows you to do 3 different things. Gives you unlimited sales agents with unique tracking codes. Themes for enhanced branding, that's what I just showed you earlier, where you can change the colors and the fonts and all that stuff. And the grouping, which allows you to add and remove features that are available to your customers on their dashboard. If you guys have questions that for some reason I haven't been able to answer, you guys can call us at the 800 number here. If you want to speak to me directly, my extension is 103. I'll be more than happy to spend as much time with you as needed. I did tell you earlier that I was going to show you where you can access the 1 hour training videos on both the front end as well as the back end. And the easiest way to do it is go to youtube.com/Lime Cellular. Then you simply click on video choices here. And let me just scroll down to it. Oh, I'm not used to doing this on a Mac. I apologize. Okay. Okay, so here we are right here. So webinar trading part 1 is on the admin dashboard, which is all the administrative functions, setting up billing and creating all the customer accounts and all of that stuff. The other is the advertiser dashboard. So just as a heads up, the demo account that we give you, it will be mostly the features available on the advertiser dashboard. You won't be able to set up billing or anything like that. So if you're curious to see an in-depth view, I would suggest that you go here. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know what? I really thank you for your time today. Everyone that joined the webinar is still here, so that's pretty good. It means I did a great job of keeping you engaged, or I was either so boring that you fell asleep at your keyboard and didn't have the chance to exit the webinar. But once again, you guys can call the 800 number. If there's anyone here from the UK, go to limecellular.com. We have our local UK number there. You guys can give me a call. My name is Sebastian. My extension is 103. This webinar was also recorded, so later on today or first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to send out an email with the recording if you guys want to watch it again. Until then, thank you so much for attending. Guys, you have a great day. Take care.